Hi, I'm Gloria.
Ruben?
We're the Garnicas, and we met through a friend.
Sister-in-law.
A friend, also she was my coworker, but who was also Rubens' sister-in-law, and it was by the grace of God that we met. We're from two separate areas. I was brought up kind of in Whittier and Rosemead, and Ruben was.
I was brought up in South Central, but with everybody that was out there in the world.
And I had been single for about 6 years, and I had gotten saved, and it was for about a year that I was trying to find myself and serving and seeking God. And I had prayed that the Lord, for Him to find me someone that was going to be equally yoked and everything that a man is supposed to be for his wife, but both seeking God. And then I met Ruben.
I did the same thing. I just came out of prison, and I got saved. I started praying for God to put somebody in my life so I could share with. And everybody said God does miracles, and it only took 2 weeks, and I met my wife Gloria, and we've been together ever since. We've been married for 6 years already.
And it was really hard for me because Ruben is everything I would have never visualized myself with, or I never liked cholos. I never liked gangbangers. I was used to casual guys, and Ruben is everything I asked the Lord for in detail. I was specific when I asked the Lord what I wanted, and He gave it to me. And we have been through trials. It has been a rough road at times. I lost 2 babies. I had 2 miscarriages. Ruben walked out on me a couple of times, and he was kind of verbally abusive, and at the same time I was pretty possessive and insane and jealous at times because of insecurities and not trusting in the Lord that it was the right thing for us. It had gotten to a point where I had to call Pastor. Well, we both did. We got to a point where I really felt that our marriage was coming to an end. It was getting rough. We were both fighting almost every single day.
It almost came to a point where we both wanted a divorce. But that's when Pastor intervened and said that our prayer life stunk, and we weren't trusting in God, and that we had to be as one. Like when we first did our marriage vows, we have to be as one. So after a few, intervention classes with Pastor, that we came together as one. That's when God came in, and our prayer life got better, our church life got better, and God's just turned our life around. If you don't trust God, like I tell everybody else, there's nothing else. Nobody can help you but God. So you have to trust God in your marriage, your finances, the jobs you seek. Trust Him in all things, because God really put a miracle in our marriage. Because otherwise, if we didn't trust Him, we wouldn't be together now, giving our testimony to you right now. And I just want to thank God for everything He's done in my life.
It was really hard for me when I cried to Pastor, and I told Pastor John that it had gotten to a point where I felt that I was choked. I felt like I was just a black cloud was walking over me, and I wasn't able to breathe, and I was dying spiritually and emotionally. And then yes, Pastor did intervene, and tell us, especially for me because of my past, abandonment issues and things that I had in the past. It was hard for me to trust God for that, but I did, and Pastor just kept on telling me, you have to pray more, and trust God for everything, Gloria, everything, even your marriage, and I had to realize that God chose me, And I didn't choose him. And you know that Jesus died on the cross for me, and that he had forgave me that day that he died on the cross at Calvary. And I had to realize that, you know, that my marriage was worth saving, and that I loved my husband, and I knew that I didn't want to be without him. And today, you know, our marriage is, now we have respect in our marriage. Our prayer life has gotten stronger, but by the grace of God, he kept us together, and I feel that we are a lot stronger and together because of what God has done in our life. And that's where I feel that as long as we continue to focus on God and put God first in all things in our life, and to trust him with all things, like Rubens said, in our finances, because we did have struggles with our finances, you know, and that was an issue also. But I always have been a giver, and continue to trust God in my finances. And Ruben also, you know, us both giving together, we've always been able to have in abundance because of the grace of God. And so I really can't even imagine my life without God in it, and without my husband in it. And so
That's cool.